Welcome, everybody, to the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Game number 3. The Oilers trying to go up 3-0 in the series against the Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights trying to get back in the series with a win here tonight. We are about to get underway with the anthems as the Oilers winning it in overtime in the last game in Vegas, looking to take a 3-0 series lead here at home as they play in Edmonton for the first time since they eliminated the Kings in the first round and look to get another win here tonight as they are a perfect 3-0 in the playoffs. Now to the anthems.
And now, Oilers fans doing at home across the hockey world and here in Rogers Place, we ask you to please remain standing, remove your hats, and join the singing voice of your Edmonton Oilers, Robert Clark, in the performance of the American and Canadian national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Welcome, everybody. Game number 3. The lady that's dressed up as a Stanley Cup is here. Mama Stanley, I believe that's her name is. As we're about to start game number 3 of this best-of-7 series that could end in 4. Stuart Skinner, for the first time since game number 2, is in net for the Edmonton Oilers. He has been terrible in the playoffs, to say the least. .810 save percentage and a 6.11 goals against allowed, and that is atrocious this postseason. As Pickard got injured in the last game, Maiden Hill is 4-4, 3.16 goals against average, and a save percentage of .874. This series 0-2, 4.04 goals against average, and a .862 save percentage for Maiden Hill. He has not had a good series. The Golden Knights trying to bounce back. The Oilers trying to take a commanding 3-0 series lead as we're underway here in Edmonton. Shot back in by Darnell Nurse. Maiden Hill out to play it. Hanifin plays it along the wall. And the Vegas Golden Knights look to start the breakout the other way. Chipped back in there by Howden. Stuart Skinner out to play it, rimmed it all the way around. Vegas gets it back. Shot was blocked. Deflected up in the air. Having some trouble with it. It is not cleared out just yet. It is tied up along the boards. Flipped up into the air. Back out to center ice. It is Frederick who turned it over. Carlson, and then it's deflected back in here. Smith was trying to get it. And picked up there by the Oilers. Connor Brown. Kulak passes it across and flipped out to center ice. Here come the Vegas Golden Knights retreating, or trying to get back into the zone, pardon me. Eichel was trying to carry it in. Draisaitl has the puck behind the net. Banks it off the boards. Perry can't clear it out, held in by Barbashev. Backhander to the corner. Eichel was trying to get it. Bouchard leveled him off the puck, and Stone trying to get it away from Draisaitl along the boards. It is moved up and cleared out to center ice. Barbashev gets it again. Shoots it back in. Trying to be knocked down by Wallman. He'll have it in his own zone. Here is Corey Perry on the far side. Shoots it in. Blocked it away by Hill. It deflected out of play because of that stop. A minute and a half in. The Oilers get their first shot of the game, and we get a face-off in the Vegas zone. A 1-0 shot clock for the Oilers. And they lead the series 2-0, and a overtime goal by Draisaitl in game number 2 after a controversial no call before that play happened. Gives Edmonton the first 2 in Vegas. So Vegas down 2-0 in a series where they had home ice advantage. Face-off won by Vegas. They look to move it up. Dorofeev will send it back in. This is the second line out here for the Golden Knights. Hurdle and Olofsson as well. Olofsson had 2 goals in the last game. Here is Haig at the blue line shot. Saved by Skinner. His first shot he's faced of the game. And it was from a blue line shot by Haig. McNabb is in the lineup for the Vegas Golden Knights. He took that kind of a trip there in game number 2. I believe it was Janmark who put him into the boards, or someone from the Oilers put him into the boards. And it looked like he was not going to play tonight. He was in the warm-ups, and he was a game-time decision, and he is in the lineup tonight. And Nugent Hopkins clears it out to center ice. And here's a chance for Zach Hyman, centering it and out in front. It deflected up in the air. No one knew where the puck was. Kane takes down Pietrangelo along the boards. This is his second game back. He missed game 1 of the series. No icing is played by Skinner. An 88-22 record for teams that begin series 2-0 on road in the best of 7. Sends it to the corner. Arvidsson trying to get it away. Whitecloud couldn't get it along. Arvidsson passes it back to the point for Klingberg along the boards. Podkolzin goes behind the net. Centering pass for Arvidsson and a save. It's still loose and it goes into the corner. Arvidsson goes back to the point. Could not be held in by Klingberg. And Stuart Skinner's out of his net. Backhand passes it to Klingberg, who looks for an option. Passes it up. Deflected. Janmark drops it off for Klingberg into the middle. Shot back in. Deflected off a body. Connor Brown was trying to get it away from Hill. And then the drop pass. Onside shot. Wide of the net. Klingberg winds it up again. And there's a whistle. Was that offside on the play? I'm not sure. Or a penalty upcoming. We will see. I believe we just got a whistle. Might have just went out of play. I think it was offside. It was offside. This was a centering pass. Arvidsson with a huge chance there for the Oilers to go up by 1. Could not put it home, and we remain scoreless here in Edmonton. Vegas dumps it back in. The Stone, Barbashev, and Eichel line out there. And the Oilers look to counter the other way with Draisaitl leading the rush with Perry and McDavid joining as well. Bouchard behind the net. McDavid looking for an option. Centers it back to the point. Bouchard shot. And it's blocked. Stone gets it now. Intercepted pass. as Draisaitl gets back on side. Passes it for Perry. Poked off his stick. He gets it back. Perry across. McDavid goes back to the point now. Bouchard to Draisaitl, looking for an option. Trying to go low for McDavid in the circle. Is intercepted there by Theodore, but turned over at the blue line momentarily. And Eichel tries to move it up. Didn't have the puck, and Bouchard passes it back. He gets it back now off the pass as the Oilers go for a line change. Shots a 2-1 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers 4 minutes into the first period. We welcome you if you're just joining us and our stream just glitched. Oh, that's fun. No, it's still going. We are good. Dumped back in, deflected, wide of the net, and a tough angle shot hit the outside of the iron. It was Hyman with the opportunity. Back out to center ice as Vegas cleared it. Arvidsson passed it across, deflected, and picked up here. Off the boards. Sent back into the zone. Loose along the boards, Nugent Hopkins. Klingberg trying to get it along the boards, loose along the wall. Comes back, shot on the short side, was wide. Loose along the boards, Wallman trying to get it away here. Still loose, comes back. Howden was trying to get the centering pass there. That's going to be an icing on Edmonton. Almost 5 minutes into the first period. This was a dangerous collision earlier on in that series. McNabb going into the boards hard. It was, I believe, and then this is Draisaitl and McNabb getting together, and it's centering pass by McDavid that was trying to feed it for Perry in the slot. Shots are even at 2. And the face-off won here by the Golden Knights. Hanifin goes low along the board. Shot goes high and wide and circles off the glass and back into the Vegas zone. Hanifin has it now with Whitecloud as his defensive partner. This is the third defensive pairing for the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton gets the puck back. Deflected, Podkolzin. And here come the Oilers back in. Janmark gets ridden off by Hanifin. Loose along the boards. Goes back to the blue line. Now along the board. Shot. Goes wide of the net. It's actually a pass back to the point. Here is Janmark. Passes it off. It goes back to the point. Shot. Wide of the net. As the Oilers are cycling it around here. Arvidsson gets it along the boards. Angled off for a moment by Dorofeev. Hanifin gets it back for the Golden Knights as Whitecloud now has it. And Olofsson gets pressured at the blue line, and McDavid was trying to pass it back to the point for Draisaitl. Could not be held in. Bouchard, now McDavid with some speed, holds up, shoots, and it went over the net. Deflected off a stick in front of the net. Eichel trying to get it along the boards. The Golden Knights down 2-0 in the series, looking to win Game 3. Eichel is in, passes it for Barbashev on the far side. Goes back to the point for McNabb. Across it goes. Stone in front. Barbashev. Save. Skinner with a huge stop there on Barbashev. 13:42 to go in the first period. A huge save by Stuart Skinner. His first start since Game 2 against the Kings. He makes a huge save there. It was that kind of deflected there by Bouchard. But either way, a huge stop. We'll be back. 13:42 remaining. A scoreless game in Game 3. We welcome you back, everybody. Game number 3 here at Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta. The Vegas Golden Knights on the road trying to win game number 3 and get this series within a game to try to tie the series. But the Edmonton Oilers trying to get a strangle on this series. If they win this game, they'll be up 3-0 and a win away back to the conference final for the second year in a row. And for the third time in 4 years, if they do so. 13:42 to go in the first period. The Edmonton Oilers and the Golden Knights. As the crowd here in Edmonton ready for a potential win, as the Oilers, last time they were here, they beat the Kings in an elimination game in game number 6. Won that one, and the series is over due to that. As we're ready for the face-off. Off the face-off, won by the Oilers. Pardon me, as we have a stream glitch a little bit here. So if the stream glitches a little bit, that is on my end, as our usual stream provider. I guess I don't know what happened. They're just not doing good today with connection and all that. As we get a whistle, Stuart Skinner mentally trying to get back within that game he had, or trying to erase the games he's had in the playoffs. He allowed 5 goals in game 1 on 28 shots. In game 2, he allowed 6 on 30 shots. And you could say that game 1 game-winning goal for LA was kind of fluky and not the best start for Stuart Skinner, who had a very good playoffs last year. Went all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and we're a win away from winning the Stanley Cup. McDavid along the boards, now in the corner, goes back, Bouchard's shot deflected and it's blocked. Eichel will pick it up now through center, passes it on the far side, back for Eichel, trying to go low. He was trying to find Barbashev on the back door, but angled off. Loose along the boards, Mark Stone. Now Barbashev goes into the corner. Eichel was trying to get it away there, and Bouchard will pass it into the middle. Deflected back in. Draisaitl will get it now. Loose along the boards. Still loose. Perry angled him off. Eichel will pick it up and clears it. Out to center. Race for the puck. Barbashev and Skinner. Klingberg gets it off the pass from Skinner, as that could have been a potential threat there for Vegas. Barbashev could have been on a breakaway if it was not far enough. As the Oilers re-enter. McDavid is in. Pass in the middle. Shot. Score! Corey Perry. And the Oilers are up by 1. .41 to go in the first period, and Corey Perry with a huge goal makes it 1-0. A beautiful shot, great pass by McDavid, and a huge goal there as the Oilers have a 1-0 lead. 12:41 to go. Edmonton is up by 1. Pardon me, my stream is still glitching, so a little bit of a disconnection issues. Sent back in by Hyman. Waugh will get it now for Vegas behind the net. And still pardon me with that. It's still acting weird. Klingberg held it in. That's Hyman. Now Kane. Kane, backhand pass for Hyman, deflected over the net. Nugent Hopkins goes back to the point from distance, and there's a penalty upcoming. A high sticking on Kane, as Pietrangelo got a high stick, and the Vegas Golden Knights are going to go to the power play, even though one of the Oilers got taken down by one of the Vegas Golden Knights, and I believe we're going to have a Vegas power play as Pietrangelo. And Kane did not like the call. Oilers fans do not like the call, but Vegas is going to get an opportunity on the power play to get back in this game. And Pietrangelo got high stick around the eye. I don't know about that call. That did not seem like a penalty there. Kane does not like the call, and to me, it doesn't seem like a penalty. And yeah, I mean, everyone has the same reaction. No one likes the call. Vegas likes the call, though. They'll get a power play out of this. As that's a terrible call, in my opinion. There, no one likes the call. I didn't find that a good call at all. Penalty kill for the Oilers is last ranked. The Vegas Golden Knights power play is 3 for 7 in the series. They're third ranked in the National Hockey League's playoffs. Theodore at the point. Eichel along the boards into the middle. Hurdle couldn't get it as it bounces off skates and is cleared out down the length of the ice. As they say, the penalty was contact to the head. Well, that's a penalty I don't see called often there. Here is Olofsson trying to get in. Now Hurdle trying to center it. And he could not get the centering pass. And the Oilers clear it down the length of the ice again. Adin Hill out to play it. Theodore on a platter from Adin Hill. Theodore, makes a move at the blue line as he got through McDavid, trying to poke it away from him, trying to go shorthanded McDavid. Eichel, looking, centering pass for Olofsson, got through to Hurdle to the point. Theodore goes across along the boards, back for Theodore again. Pass across for Eichel, deflected out of play into the crowd. 1:11 left to go in the Vegas Golden Knights power play. As the Oilers could have a shorthanded chance here. McDavid on this centering pass for Corey Perry. And the Oilers with a 1-goal lead. 11:27 to go off the faceoff, won by the Oilers. They look to clear it again, and Bouchard will clear down the length of the ice out to the Vegas zone. Pardon me again, our stream is having some technical issues, so it's slowing it down for some reason. And we pardon that. Here is Eichel re-entering. Looking. Centering pass could not go. Goes back to the point for Theodore. Pass for Eichel on the boards. Centering pass for Hurdle. Couldn't go. Back for Eichel. Goes across off the skate of Olofsson. Save. Loose. And it's stayed out. Skinner kept it out of the net. To the line. Theodore. Along the boards. Eichel. Goes low for Stone. Back for Eichel along the boards. Makes a move. Goes back to the point for Theodore at the blue line. 25 seconds to go. Eichel looking. Goes low. Stone. Save made by Skinner. Eichel goes across. Olofsson shot wide. Stone. Back for Eichel along the boards. It's frozen. I just hate when our stream just keeps freezing like this. Eichel goes back to the point. Theodore. Back for Eichel again. Into the middle. Shot. Hurdle missed it. In the slot, he shot it wide, and it's cleared down the length of the ice by the Oilers. And the power play expires for Vegas. They're 0 for 1. 3 for 8 in the series. Pressure here as the turnover happens in front of the net. Shot, score! Draisaitl. No, it doesn't go in. It hit the crossbar. Centering pass out in front of the net. I thought that was a goal for sure off the turnover, but apparently it hit the crossbar and stayed out. Carlson into the middle. Dorofeev looking, centering pass. Could not go. Barbashev. Kane, and it goes back out the center. Hannafin, 2 Oilers collide. As here's Barbashev into the zone. Penalty upcoming. And it's going against Vegas as McDavid got taken down. And the Oilers to the power play as White Cloud goes to the box. And I'm still wondering if that Draisaitl shot went into the net. It might have just hit the crossbar and stayed out. Let's see. McDavid the pass. Then Draisaitl from the centering pass hits the crossbar. It looked like it was in, but it was not. It hit the crossbar. 1-0 Oilers in Game 3. Welcome back, everybody. The shots are 6-3 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights here in game number 3. Pardon me again, as my stream is just being weird tonight, and I apologize for that. I have no clue why it's being like this tonight, and it's still acting up. Still acting up tonight, so we're going to have to deal with it, and we'll find a way during the intermission. If I don't do an intermission report, it's the reason why I'll try to find an alternative way to try to watch the game and give you better coverage of this game. As pardon me for all this technical difficulties. As 9:38 left to go in the first period, as it's a 1-0 lead for Edmonton. They're about to go to the power play, and let's see if they can take advantage, as Knobloch has won 6 straight with the Oilers. That's Edmonton, 6 straight wins in the playoff year for the first time since 2006. Edmonton trying to win the Stanley Cup this year. They went to the final last year. Stuart Skinner was a key piece of that. Oilers run with some huge saves, held in by Bouchard as the power play starts for the Oilers. Draisaitl to the point, Bouchard, and that went out of his reach. Whitecloud for interference as the penalty. Deflected up in the air, almost stolen away by the Oilers, and Vegas looks to move it up shorthanded the other way. Carlson pass off of Eichel's stick, could not handle it. Bouchard will drop it off into the middle. McDavid speeding in. 4 against him, and it deflected as he was trying to pass it for Perry. Out of the zone it comes. Draisaitl on the pass now. Circles back along the boards, looking for an option. Goes low for McDavid. McDavid looking. Still looking for an option. Goes back to the point for Bouchard. Across it goes. Back for Bouchard again. Shot. Scores! A power play goal for the Oilers. They're up by 2. Corey Perry deflected it. It's 2-0. 2 goals on 4 shots. Oh my. This shot by Bouchard through distance, deflected off a stick. It might have been off of a double deflection. But either way, the Oilers have a 2-goal lead in game 3. And we're not even 12 minutes into the first period, and Vegas is down by 2, down 2-0 in the series, and they are not looking good. Corey Perry with 2 goals in the first 12 minutes of this one, or 11, 12 of this one. Second tonight, 5th of this postseason. He has been good this postseason for the Edmonton Oilers as they re-enter again. Hyman circles back, waiting for an option. Goes back to the point. Kulak will rim it all the way around. Evander Kane, let it go. Whitecloud. Hyman will get in the corner. Hyman backhands it back for Kane behind the net. Loose along the boards. Still loose. Fighting for it along the wall. It's still fought for as Kane was trying to get it. Henrique, and then could not get that one as well. Hertl will move it up. Pietrangelo into the zone. Deflected back into the corner. The Oilers with a 2-goal lead here in game 3. Hyman clears it out the center. Dorofield will pick it up, and the Oilers with 2 goals on 4 shots in the opening period. Vegas with 6 shots. They have not had any goals. Corey Perry with the 2 tonight. Bouchard and Nugent Hopkins with the goals, or with the assists, or for the assists for the second Corey Perry goal. Turnover here. Theodore from distance shoots. It was blocked out in front of the net. Arvidsson. And the other way come the Oilers. Stretch pass could not connect for Janmark. Janmark tries to steal it away from Theodore, and Theodore recovers. Hanifin now. Some pressure there by Kolasar. Kolasar re-enters into the zone. Circles back and waits. Along the boards, Wah goes back. Tough angle. Shot. Deflected. Blocked. Loose. Goes back to the point again. Theodore held it in. Across it goes for Hanifin. Goes low in for Kolasar. Back for Kolasar again from the pass from Theodore. Theodore shoots it through traffic. It goes wide. It's actually blocked out in front of the net. I'll find a way, an alternative way to watch this because it just keeps freezing on me. So I pardon this for the first period. We're going to have to deal with it for the first, and I'll try to send you down in the second period, or first intermission, pardon me. Theodore with the puck now. Passes it across and then it's flung back in. Skinner out to play it. Off the glass. Eichel gets taken down. The Oilers try to counter. A 4-on-3 developing. McDavid trying to get through, and it was poked away just in time. Here is Barbashev off the pass. Slap shot, and it goes high and wide. McDavid and Draisaitl couldn't get the pass from McDavid at that center ice as Eichel gets it now. 10 shots combined in the game. 2 goals on 4 shots for the Oilers. Adin Hill, who has had a bumpy series, has not had a good one here so far. Carlson, backhand pass for Smith, and that's stopped by Skinner. A good setup and a good save by Stuart Skinner as Brown tries to center it out of the reach of Frederick. Emberson passes it across. Kulak tries to stretch it up, and it's broken up here as Smith will shoot it back in. Along the boards, Howden was trying to get it along. Brown had some trouble in his skates, turned over here. Regathered by the Oilers, and they'll move it up as Henrique passes it across, and then a shot back in off the boards, offside on the Oilers with 5:34 to go in the first period. An argument by Draisaitl, not much. 2-goal lead, good save by Skinner. 2-0 Edmonton in a game 3 where they lead the series 2-0 over the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll be back. 5:34 to go in the first period. Pardon me, we're going to try to get our stream changed. If we go to another commercial, we'll be able to change it. And this is the penalty here, the interference that led to the goal by Corey Perry. And with 5:34 to go, the Oilers are in good position right now. They're up by 2 in game 3 here in Edmonton. Vegas right now had a chance. Riley Smith the opportunity. And a good save by Stuart Skinner as it's dumped back in by Nugent Hopkins into the corner. Hannafin backhands it around. Blocked away by Hyman. Goes behind the net. Vander Kane centered. Deflected off his skates out in front of the net. Olofsson moves it up now as a pass across. Deflected up in the air. Offside on Vegas with 5:02 to go and a little bit of pushing and shoving right afterwards. After the whistle. 5:02 hits 14-3 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. 5:02 to remaining in this one, and it's getting pushy early on here in this one for sure. As we still, pardon me, as we just continue to freeze and freeze and freeze and freeze in this one. We'll wait till the next commercial to try to switch to another feed, or we'll wait after this first period is over, and then, yeah, we'll change it over. Pardon me, everybody, again. I hope you're enjoying this one. I'm not sure how much is watching this stream, but we thank you very much for tuning in, and pardon me for technical difficulties as I am trying to fix them as soon as possible and all that. But I'm afraid if we move to another feed, we might miss a goal if we skip ahead. So we will stick to this feed for the remaining 5 minutes of this first period. Here is Draisaitl through the middle. Nice move there, but then poked away there on the back check. A 2-on-1 here, developing here. Waugh tries to center it for Pearson, and it could not go. Another shot. Saved. Rebound. Waugh scores! And the Vegas Golden Knights are right back in it. Off the net mount scramble, Vegas has cut the deficit to 1. A 2-1 game now as Waugh puts it in. The fourth line combining here for Vegas. As Skinner thought he had it, it was loose, and Waugh on the rebound puts it in off the initial shot. It was Haig with the initial shot, and then Waugh puts it in on the rebound as they produced a heavy rebound off of Haig's shot, the slap shot. And the Vegas Golden Knights are right back in this game. A huge goal for the Golden Knights to get back in this contest. 10th career postseason goal, second of these playoffs, first of the series, Nicholas Waugh. As the Golden Knights are right back in it. And the celebration kind of quiets down for the Oilers. Trying to go up 3-0. Almost a turnover here, McDavid on Theodore. Rimmed it around as the Oilers trying to respond here on the shift after the goal was given up. Perry on a hat-trick watch. Draisaitl goes back to the point. From distance, he passes it across in the middle. Deflected wide. McNabb got taken down in front of the net. It was McDavid. Eichel, and with 4:10 to go, shot back in. Skinner had a good game so far in this one. He allows a goal there, but he has not been bad in this one so far, at least. That one was kind of iffy. Hannafin. Second of these playoffs for Waugh. Haig with the assist, the only assist in that goal. Vegas looking to tie it. Smith enters the zone. Makes a move. He's in on the backhand and he scores! Riley Smith has tied the game. Vegas, 2 goals. It's 2-2 with 3:49 remaining. Wow. The tying goal by Riley Smith dances through to the defense of the Oilers, Arvidsson and Podkolzin. And the Golden Knights with 2 quick ones in less than a minute has tied this game in the first, a wild first period. And it's now a 2-2 tie. Wow, what a change of events. Vegas with 9 shots. The Oilers still stuck with 4. 28th career postseason goal for Riley Smith. First of this series and second of this postseason. This one's been a wild series, and it continues here with a tying goal by Riley Smith. And this game is tied at 2 after 2 goals in 54 seconds for the Vegas Golden Knights. The flex out of play with 3:41 to go. And wow, what a response by the Vegas Golden Knights to get back in this one. 3:41 to go in a game where the Oilers led by 2. It is now gone after 54 seconds with 2 goals in the span of 54 seconds. And the Golden Knights have tied it at 2. And just wait a moment. It seemed like it was all Oilers in the first half of this first period. Vegas produced opportunities after the 2 Perry goals. And now Vegas is right back in this game as they've leveled it. Here is Carlson. Dumps it in off a body. Howden was trying to get it. Loose along the boards. Carlson gets it in the corner. Goes behind the net. The referee was in the way and disrupts him. Pardon me, everybody. Still technical difficulties on our streams. It seems like we're going to have to switch over already. So give me a moment and I will switch over. 3:12 left to go as we get a whistle. We're still behind. Our stream, from what I've seen, is way behind the other stream. So, pardon me, everybody. This was just last second. Just glitching. I don't know why our usual stream provider doesn't have this. So pardon me, everybody, again. Kulak will clear it out of the boards, and back in this, not offside. Riley Smith with his second of the playoffs. Eichel and Whitecloud with the assists. And the Golden Knights have evened it. A turnover here. Nugent Hopkins goes back to the point. Shot from distance goes wide of the net. Might have been deflected. Another shot by Emberson goes low into the corner. Hyman, nice move. Goes back to the point off the boards. Kulak shot, save, rebound, stopped by Hill. And Hurdle will move it up and will chip it back in. Stuart Skinner out to play it. 2:35 to go in the first period. Our stream's way behind the other one. It's like a minute left on the other one, so pardon me, everybody. Shots are now 9-6 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. Draisaitl. Now Emberson plays it up the middle of the ice. Bouchard a backhand pass across for Draisaitl on the far side. Goes behind the net. We're approaching the 2-minute mark of this first period. Corey Perry looking, waiting, turned over. Got taken down along the boards, loose along the wall. Theodore fishes it free. And Pearson will chip it back in. We have a little bit of an interference there. Bouchard. No penalty. Here is Draisaitl with 1:50 to go. In his skates. Passes it for Perry on the far side. Looking for an option. Was pressured by Eichel. Rimmed all the way around. McDavid let it go to the point. Held in by Nurse as it goes back low. Centering pass for Draisaitl couldn't go. Back for McDavid again. Goes low for Perry. Chance out in front of the net was blocked away. And Eichel goes the other way. A 2-on-1 potentially here with Smith. Poked away by Bouchard. And the other way come the Oilers. He passes it across on the far side for McDavid. Drops it off into the middle. Shot. Deflected and out of play with 1:20 to go. On my other stream is at the end of the first period, and this one's still behind by a lot. I pardon me that. We're going to use the other stream for the rest of the game. So pardon me on this, everybody. And well, that means the intermission is going to be less now for us on our end. So whoopee. Corey Perry with 59 goals in the playoffs. Active skaters. He is 4th ranked in that category. He is first. 224. 5th career multi-goal game. He's the oldest, I believe, to do so in a multi-goal game. As off the face of it, is one here. Oilers going down. It's going to be an ice in here on Vegas. No, it won't be. Wallman off the boards. Nurse deflected into the middle. Here is Frederick, who goes around. Intercepted there by Carlson behind the net. A minute left to go in the first period. Pass across on the far side for Barbashev. Looking for an option. Drops it off into the middle for Hanifin. A shot blocked out in front of the net. Haig will go back to the point. Whitecloud goes across. Hanifin goes low again. Deflected off a skate. Regathered there by Barbashev. Back for Hanifin again. Looking for an option. Passes it on the far side. Deflected off a body. And Frederick clears it out of the zone with 35 seconds to go. Shot back in by Howden. Rimmed all the way around along the perimeter of the boards. Cleared out the center ice. Loose. 25 seconds left. Carlson picks up the puck. Moves it in on side. And he'll look to rim it all the way around behind the net. Kolasar angled off by Bouchard. 13 seconds to go. Jammed up along the boards. Kulak will get it now. Deflected off his stick. Carlson trying to get it with 8 seconds to go. Still loose along the boards. 5 seconds left to go. And Kolasar rimmed it all the way around. 3 seconds and 2. That's going to be the end of the first period. A 2-2 tie. A late hit there on Kulak. A little bit of pushing and shoving right after the whistle. As the end of the first. A 2-2 tie. The Oilers have a 2-goal lead. Blown in 54 seconds with 2 goals by the Vegas Golden Knights. And it was Waugh with the first one. And I believe it was Howden on the second one. I would have to look back at the stats again. But a 2-2 tie. We'll be back with the intermission report coming up next, and we'll switch to a better feed, I promise. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Our intermission report. And, we had some difficulties in the first period, and I pardon that. And hopefully those get fixed up soon. As I just pardon me on that. It's just unacceptable. But yeah, that was not our best. So this intermission report, and we bring you in here as the Oilers had a 2-0 lead entering this period, or was in the period. They were up by 2, and all of a sudden, they came back. The Vegas Golden Knights, with 2 goals in 54 seconds, have came back from a 2-goal deficit and have tied the game. Look at this. Corey Perry with the fourth goal of his playoffs at 7:19. This is a goal visualizer to show you how the play went on. And then a re-entrance by McDavid, and then a centering pass for Perry puts it into the back of the net, 1-0. And then a power play goal at 11:12, a tip-in, a shot from Bouchard from the blue line, goes into the back of the net for a 2-goal lead. And the Oilers up by 2, and it seemed like they're just going to cruise to a 3-0 series lead. But hold on, Nicholas Waugh wants to say something about that. This was Skinner wanting something back on this goal, because this was not a bad one. The slap shot by Haig off the boards. Skinner thought he had it. It was loose, and Waugh puts it in on the rebound. Haig and Colasar with the assists, and they're back in the game. Less than a minute later, 54 seconds later, Whitecloud passes it for Eichel, drops it for Smith, who just dances through 2 Oilers, puts it on the backhand and puts it into the back of the net, and the Golden Knights have tied the game. 2 goals in 54 seconds has tied it for Vegas, as just an incredible first period, a high-scoring first period. 15 shots combined, and there is 4 goals allowed. So clearly, in this series, goaltending is not the option. Both goalies with subpar nights already, in subpar periods, pardon me. It's just not been good so far for both of them. As they're up by 2, the Oilers, and now the Golden Knights have now tied it. As they have all the momentum now. It just felt like the Oilers were going to cruise to a win here, and now all of a sudden, this game is tied at 2 apiece, which is insane to even notice in this one. This is insane. Honestly insane. It looked like the Oilers are just going to dominate to a win, and now, all of a sudden, that happens. As we welcome you in if you're just joining us, and happy Mother's Day to every mother's, if anyone's mom is watching this stream, but happy Mother's Day to every mother, as it's a special day for the mothers for sure. Face-offs in this game, 58% in favor of the Oilers, and power play 1-for-1 Oilers, 0-for-1 is Vegas, and 28 the hits favoring Vegas, and a lot of these stats pretty bad, pretty even too. So, wow, it's insane for sure. And Oilers and Vegas tied at 2. We'll be back with our second period coverage on the NHL and MHS Oilers and Knights, and I promise we won't have any glitches on this period, probably. Hopefully. We'll be back. We're back, everybody. Second period about to start here in Edmonton. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers are evened at 2 in this game. The Golden Knights with 2 goals in 54 seconds to even the game. As it was first Wall and then Riley Smith with the goal. And this game is tied. So the Oilers with 2 Corey Perry goals try to add on to trying to get the lead right back as we're underway in the second period. Hanifin off the boards. Carlson pass it back, deflected into the middle. It's shot back in by Frederick. Play to Whitecloud off of Hill's stick. Smith moves it up for Carlson along the boards. Pressured by Nurse along the boards still. Loose, Carlson, and it's now Olofsson goes back to the point. Whitecloud shoots it, deflected wide, goes behind the net. Riley Smith center, no one was there, and Frederick picks it up for the Oilers the other way. Chipped back into the zone by Connor Brown. Whitecloud, and it's cleared out to center ice, and it's going to be icing actually, as no one got a stick on it for Vegas. So a offensive zone faceoff for the Oilers, 46 seconds into the second period. Huge advantage there if they want to get something going. This is the first goal. Haig shot, and then on the rebound, Waugh put it in. It's all been turnovers by the Oilers that leads to the goals for the Golden Knights. And this was Riley Smith's incredible move, dancing through 2 Oilers. Face-off won by the Oilers, rimmed all the way around, intercepted there by Hanifin. It went off the stanchion awkwardly, so it slowed down in the corner. Cleared down the length of the ice again, no icing. Skinner wanted an icing call, and he won't get it. 9-7, the shots favoring the Vegas Golden Knights. Oilers started turning it up a little bit after Vegas tied it. Hill played it, and Theodore has it. Backhands it out to center Eichel, and deflected at center ice. And a pass was out of the reach here, and a 2-on-2 potentially the other way. Howden poke checked away on the back check as the Oilers got back McDavid. The other way come the Oilers back into the zone. Bouchard dropped it out for Draisaitl. Here is Perry. Circling around the net. Hill was out. Goes back. Shot! Wide of the net. Nurse. Nugent Hopkins now. Spins around. Looking. Pressured by Barbashev on the back check. Perry was tied up. And Howden lays a hit along the boards. And played up here by Theodore off the boards and cleared down the length of the ice. No icing, they say again. More than 2 minutes into the second period. Vegas and Edmonton tied at 2. Deflected off the backboards. It slowed down. Pietrangelo got there first. Nugent Hopkins has to steal it away. And the other way come the Golden Knights. Tomas Hertl into the zone. We just heard that Mark Stone has been out, and since I believe the 14-minute mark of the first period, and he hasn't returned since. From what I've seen, is he is not on the ice. Their captain of the Vegas Golden Knights is not on the ice. Dorofeev passes it up the middle. Pearson intercepted by Emberson. Here is Kane, clears it out of the zone on the backhand. Nugent Hopkins is trying to get it, and the Golden Knights re-enter again. Backhanded back in by Riley Smith, who tied the game at 2. 2 goals in 54 seconds for the Golden Knights to even the score up at 2. Game 3. 2-0 series lead for the Oilers as Kolasar re-enters. Golden Knights in desperation to try to win one here on the road. Riley Smith gets in the corner. Loose along the boards. Still loose, and Riley Smith will rim it all the way around. Whitecloud, and it goes into the corner. Kulak, pressured by Kolasar. Rimmed all the way around again as it's not held in at the blue line. It was a little bit too hard of a wraparound, and Hanifin, Eichel now gets it. Backhands it out of the zone out to center ice, and Barbashev picks it up for the Golden Knights, who just shoots it back into the corner. Bouchard will get it, and then Wallman has to get there quickly before Eichel could get to the puck, but then the pass from Wallman, and it turned over to Howden. To the front of the net, it was blocked by Wallman, and it's skated up and stolen away by Pearson on the back check. Or Barbashev, pardon me. Wallman will flip it back in. We haven't had any shots here in the second period. 4 minutes in. Deflected up in the air out to center. Here is Theodore. Pass across for Barbashev. Looking for an option. Pressured along the boards by Podkolzin. Nurse gets checked there by Barbashev. And into the middle it goes. Podkolzin passes it across. Connor Brown on the outside. Trying to make a move. Goes behind the net. Centering pass and the shot missed wide. Nurse gets it at center. Pass across. Back for Nurse again in his skates. Deflected back in. Henrique. A great patient play. He gets it back. At the point, Nurse slaps it across. Into the middle. Brown couldn't receive the pass there. Cleared out to center and deflected out of play. But off the glass, so no penalty. We get our first whistle in a while here. Since I believe the 40-second mark of this second period. This is Connor Brown centering it. And through the legs, it was Henrique trying to choose that top corner as the Hayden Hill was down and just went high. 15-17 left to go in the second period. And the Golden Knights with 2 goals to tie this game up. A action-packed first period for sure. And Golden Knights and Oilers here in Game 3. To the blue line from distance. Bouchard shot loose in front of the net. Battling for it, and Kolasar gets it. And moved up here by Vegas. Deflected back in by Hurdle. Into the corner. Kulak trying to angle off Hurdle. He gets the puck in the corner instead. Deflected. Kolasar turned over. Vegas trying to re-enter the zone. Or Vegas entering the zone has been kind of difficult in the second period. They just have not had much as the Oilers just continue to back check, forecheck, and everything right now. It's been kind of stingy here in this second period. Only 1 shot. And it goes to the Oilers. Hurdle. Along the boards. Low shot game. 17 shots combined in almost in 26 minutes of play. Eichel now will get it. Shoots it in. Wide of the net on Skinner. Rimmed it all the way around. Eichel behind the net. Pressured along the boards by Bouchard behind the net. Loose along the boards. McDavid trying to fish it free. The Oilers go the other way. Eichel lost his helmet. And Pietrangelo will get it now. As Draisaitl was trying to dump it in. Pietrangelo gets it now. 10-8. The shots favoring Vegas still. And Carlson gets it now. Ever since the Perry goal, only 4 shots by the Oilers. Centering pass for Dorofeev got through the crease. Barbashev stolen away by Kane. And a race for the puck here. Hyman pressured off the puck there in the corner. Huge hit in the corner by Darnell Nurse. And it's played back by Nugent Hopkins. Passes it across. Emberson drops it off. Nugent Hopkins. Pass up. Slap shot by Hyman. Wide of the net. Kane. Lost to the Carlson. And Haig will pick it up now for the Golden Knights. But turned over here in front of the net. Deflected. Hyman was there. And still some trouble by the Golden Knights. Riley Smith couldn't handle it. And Pietrangelo settles it down. Almost 7 minutes into the second period of Game 3. Second round series between the Golden Knights and the Oilers. Shot in, save made by Skinner. And he'll hold on exactly 7 minutes in. We'll go to commercial. 2-2 tie here in Edmonton. Game 3. The Oilers trying to go up 3-0 in the series. Corey Perry with 2 goals to make it a 2-0 lead. But then 2 goals. Smith and Waugh ties it at 2. We're back, everybody, here in Edmonton, Alberta, here at Rogers Place. 2-0 series lead for the Oilers. A 2-2 tie here in Game 3. Lady Stanley in the crowd, or the lady that's dressed up as a Stanley Cup, is in the crowd. Stone has been out after this collision, and I don't see what... I'm trying to see what... He fell awkwardly. Oh! Around his... that's kind of a weird play. His elbow kind of got snapped back as Perry collided with him accidentally. Nothing called there, but nothing much to really call there on that. Deflected out to center ice as Theodore regathers for the Golden Knights. Stretches it up into the middle. Poked away there by Kulak on Howden. Cleared out of the zone, out to center. Back into the Vegas zone. Theodore gets it out to center. Dorofeev again. Passes it across for Howden on the far side. Dorofeev behind the net. Looking for an option. Eichel looking. Still looking for an option. Goes to the point for Theodore. Back for Eichel. Shot deflected. Eichel gets it in the corner again. Penalty upcoming. Or a hand pass. I believe it was a hand pass. So 12:15 to go. It gets whistled down. But some pressure by the Golden Knights. Tough environment for sure for the Golden Knights to play in. It's at Rogers Place, one of the most raucous arenas, in my opinion, in the league. That shot by by Eichel got blocked by Emberson, a huge block there. Or else that probably could be going into the net, and Vegas could have had a 3-2 lead right there. Skinner, 2 goals on 10 shots. He's only saved 8. But Aiden Hill's only saved 6, and he's allowed 2 as well. So both the goalies have not had the best nights for sure. Deflected back into the corner again. Wallman gets it now as pressure was coming for Vegas. Off the skate of Janmark into the zone. They re-enter. Backhand pass into the middle. Janmark couldn't get the return pass from Podkolzin. It was almost a beautiful setup for the Oilers. Podkolzin will shoot it back in from center. Knocked down by Hill. Hanifin trying to clear it. Barbashev pass across. And here is Riley Smith who drops it off. Carlson save. Skinner with a good save there on the transition play by Vegas. 11:34 to go in the second period. We haven't had much opportunities. That was one of the better opportunities we've seen in this period. This has only been one of those periods where it's not been much. They removed that shot for the Oilers, so they're still stuck at 8. Vegas with 10, I believe, or 9. I'm not sure. I think it was 9 or 10 when we left the first period, and it's not been a high shot period for sure. First period was kind of a high shot. This one has not, but it's been a high-scoring one. 2-2 tie here in game number 3. Eichel and Nugent-Hopkins off the face-off, won by Nugent-Hopkins. Bouchard gets it behind the net. Nugent-Hopkins off the pass from Bouchard. Passes it across for Kane, trying to go low. Deflected as it was poked away there, and Kolasar, pardon me, gets it for Eichel. Drops it off. Here's Theodore with a chance, and it's stopped by Skinner. Rebound shot, and Kolasar found on the rebound. A good chance there, and somehow that stayed out. Good save by Stuart. Skinner's offside on the line. Theodore with the opportunity for Vegas to go up 3-2, and a huge save by Stuart Skinner on some good chances as Theodore with the patience. A good save by Skinner. He thought he had it, but it was still loose. But man, oh man, some good saves there. Very good stops there by Stuart Skinner. That hit around his arm. His elbow, around that elbow area of his arm. And Vegas turned on the pressure here on Edmonton, and Edmonton hasn't had much of a response here. Deflected, so no icing. Bouchard will get it behind the net, pressured by Olofsson. He gets through the check. And McDavid will shoot it back in. Assisted on the Corey Perry goals, I believe, and both of them, I believe, as well. Man, here is Bouchard who blocks that pass away. Draisaitl now back for Bouchard. Drops it off. McDavid with some speed. looking for an option. Drops it off to the point. Wallman held it in for a momentarily. And then the pass for Waugh blocked away off a skate. Hannafin. Pietrangelo now will flip it up to center ice. Back into the Oilers zone. Knocked down. Waugh was trying to make a move. It was Pearson, pardon me. Waugh behind the net. Centering pass in front of the net. Backhander save. Skinner on Hurdle. A huge save. Thomas Hurdle with the opportunity. With 10:09 to go. And Skinner has kept the Oilers in this one for sure. Because Vegas could be up by a couple of goals. But Skinner has said no on some opportunities. Hurdle didn't get much on that backhand. But Vegas is starting to get some opportunities here. And if the Oilers don't respond fast, it becomes inevitable to see if the Vegas Golden Knights get the lead here. They got to respond. 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs, 5-3 in the first 8 games. Last 15 games, he was 9-6. So Skinner was doing well in that last year's playoffs and is starting to show here a little bit here in tonight's game. And his return from in the lineup since Game 2 of the LA Kings Edmonton Oilers series in the first round. Off the board, so the self-pass was broken up, held in at the line, up in the air, loose. And Waugh forces it out to center. Pearson now moves it in on the far side. Gets ridden off the play there. Nurse pressured by Hurdle and Pearson. The Oilers trying to counter the other way. Deflected up into the middle, into the zone. Frederick looking. Goes low into the corner. Klingberg and Dorofeev collides with his own man and a turnover. John Klingberg sends it across. Shot. One-timer denied by Hill. Rebound shot off the outside of the net. Connor Brown rimmed it all the way around. No one at the point. Comes back out to center ice. Darnell Nurse. 9:05 remaining in the second period. Nurse, a stretch pass here. Leveled at 2. All the goals coming in the first period. Kulak on the outside, pressured by Howden. Klingberg lost the handle. It was, pardon me, Arvidsson. Penalty upcoming, I believe. Yep, there is a penalty, and it's going against Vegas. And the Edmonton Oilers, that were 1-for-1 on the power play in this game, have an opportunity to go up 3-2 if they can score on this power play here as Barbashev goes to the box for slashing. We'll be back, 8:51 left to go in the second period, and an Oilers power play when we return. We're back, everybody, and with 8:51 left to go in the second period, the Edmonton Oilers are going to the power play, and we'll see if they can get a power play goal to go up 3-2 in the game, and it's going to be very difficult, I guess you could say. This is the second time trailing 2-0 in the playoff series for the Vegas Golden Knights. They came back against Colorado 2-0 down in 2021 to win that in 6. They won 4 straight. To win that series in 6 becomes a question, do they do that again, or will the Oilers go up 3-0? 2-minute power play here. As the Oilers, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Perry, and Bouchard. This was the power play unit that scored the first goal, or the second goal, for the Edmonton Oilers. Mark Stone for slashing, or I think it was Barbashev. They put him in the box. Bouchard, now Nugent Hopkins, shot! And that was stopped by Hill through traffic, and it's cleared down the length of the ice. It was almost close to getting out of play. It would have been a two-man advantage for the Oilers. Bouchard now at the puck. 20 seconds have passed here on the power play. They only have one shot on it. Draisaitl shot, save! Produced a big rebound, and it comes back out to center ice. McDavid. 30 seconds have passed on the power play. Nugent Hopkins. Pietrangelo steals that away, and he backhands it out to center and cleared down the length of the ice. Skinner will play it behind the net, and Bouchard has it. Looking for an option as he'll look to move it to the front of the net. Between the circles now, back out to the zone blue line. Nugent Hopkins drops it off. Not much on this power play here for the Oilers. McDavid re-enters. Pass across Draisaitl along the boards. Looking, goes back to the point for Bouchard. Now for Nugent Hopkins, looking, waiting. Goes back Bouchard from the blue line. Pass across McDavid in the circle. Looking for an option still. Back for Bouchard at the point. Waiting, pass across for McDavid. Some patience here. Bouchard trying to wind it up now for Nugent Hopkins in the other circle. Bouchard shot, blocked out in front of the net. Bouchard gets it again from the pass for McDavid along the boards. Pass for Nugent Hopkins, shot, blocked again. McDavid again now. Drops it off for Bouchard at the blue line. Back for McDavid again. Pass across for Draisaitl was broken up. Goes back to the blue line for Bouchard. 18 seconds to go on the power play. McDavid in the circle to Bouchard. Shoots! Loose in front. It was blocked. Held in by Bouchard. Power play expiring here in 6 seconds. Draisaitl to Bouchard. For McDavid. Trying to center it. Still loose at the side of the net. Power play is over. Aiden Hill's lost his stick. McDavid for Draisaitl at the goal line. Shot! Tough angle stop. Deflected out to center and not out of play yet. It looked like it might have been out of play for a chance. Aiden Hill has some time to get his stick. He hasn't gotten it just yet. Now he will. Kolasar was trying to re-enter. 1 for 2 on the power play of the Oilers, and they get an icing here. No, it won't. They beat the icing. Wow. Looked like for a second they would not beat the icing. Henrique looking. Or pardon me, Hyman. Goes back to the blue line. Klingberg's shot was blocked at the blue line. Held in. Haig. Backhand pass for Whitecloud out of the zone. Deflected Kolasar into the middle. Here's Pearson re-entering for Vegas. Centering pass goes to the crease. Nurse couldn't get it. Loose. Deflected into the glove of Skinner. And a whistle with 5:53 to go. The opportunity for the Oilers to go up 3-2. Didn't get much on their power play. 5:53 to go in the second. Draisaitl's tough angle shot right off the mask of Aiden Hill. We'll be back. We're back, everybody, and we have a tie game at 2. 5:53 left to go in the second period here in Edmonton, Alberta, Rogers Place. And the Oilers trying to go up 3-0 in their series against the Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights trying to come back from 2 down, which they did already, and try to take the lead here 3-2. There is Lady Stanley. Tomorrow night at 3:30 Central, Dallas and Winnipeg tied in their series at 1. Dallas is going back home at American Airlines Center to try to take a 2-1 series lead over the Jets, the President's Trophy winners. 4-0 commanding victory of the Stars in Game 2. The Jets responding from the Game 1 loss, a 3-2 Dallas win. A Mikko Rantanen hat trick. They really limited it off in Game number 2. Cleared out to center ice. Whitecloud passes it across, and it's sent across, and it's sent back in. It was actually Pietrangelo. Dorofeev, and now Hurdle goes back to the point. Pietrangelo fakes the shot. Winds it up and fakes it again. Goes low. Shot. Rebound through the crease. Oh, what a save. Skinner on Hurdle. What a save. The wraparound attempt by Hurdle. Olofsson goes across. Hannafin fakes the shot. Rimmed all the way around. Hurdle with the opportunity, and a huge save by Stuart Skinner to keep this game leveled at 2. In his return, he's made 12 saves on 14 shots. Less than 5 minutes ago, a huge save. Sent back in by Pietrangelo. Skinner out to play it, left it on the platter, and it's cleared down the length of the ice, out to center, offside at the blue line on the Oilers. Arvidsson, and then the argument here that the faceoff is going to go back into the Oilers zone. This is a great save here. The initial shot by Olofsson, and then Hurdle kind of missed the rebound shot that went off the outside of the net, and then he tried to wrap it around, and it was stopped by the stick of Stuart Skinner. He got lucky on that rebound shot that Hurdle fanned on. That was a wide open net, and Hurdle had missed, or fanned on the shutout, pardon me. And then the wraparound was stopped off the stick of Stuart Skinner, and he's had a good bounce back game in this one. They list him now at 13 saves out of 15. Cleared out of the zone out to center ice. Theodore had some trouble with it. Eichel drops it off. The Oilers only with 3 or 4 shots in this second period. The Vegas Golden Knights, I believe, 5 or 6. Wallman along the boards. Waugh stole it away from Wallman. Waugh gets tripped up, no penalty. Janmark trying to clear it, held in by Waugh. Dropped it off for Eichel. Some just weird collisions here. And here comes Draisaitl the other way. Theodore pressuring him. Draisaitl centered, intercepted by Waugh. Edmonton trying to get back here as Waugh deflected off the glass. Loose. Barbashev back for Waugh at the boards. Pietrangelo trying to receive that pass at the point. Comes up to center ice and he shoots it back in. 3:45 to go here. Goes behind the net for Smith, now for Carlson. Carlson goes behind the net as a shot was blocked. Pietrangelo gets it now. Pass back to the point for Smith. A shot was blocked again. Carlson held it in at the blue line. Shot wide of the net. Pearson to Pietrangelo. A shot blocked out in front of the net. Pressure here by Vegas. Smith behind the net, who tied the game in the first period. Goes back to the point. Hannafin for Pietrangelo. Goes low into the corner. Carlson makes a move on Janmark and goes across for Pietrangelo. Slap pass into the middle, broken up and cleared out of the zone. 3 minutes to go in the second period. A re-entrance here. Carlson and a pass back. Score! Carlson! It's 3-2 Vegas. What a play. And Carlson has given the Golden Knights the lead for the first time tonight with 2:55 remaining. Just a give-and-go play with Pearson. A nice move at the blue line on Janmark. And Carlson on the short side. It was Hannafin, pardon me, with the give-and-go. And on the short side beats Skinner. And it seemed inevitable at this point. 33rd career postseason goal, second of the series, third of the playoffs. And the Oilers are down by 1 in the game there. They were up 2-0 in the first half of the first period. And now they are trailing. Seems like the reverse narrative of the Oilers in this postseason. Their last couple of wins they've had. They've been down a couple of goals and come back and win the game in overtime, or just come back in regulation with some huge goals. They're up 2-0 and they give up 3 straight unanswered. Kulak slaps it back in from the blue line. McNabb, and now Nugent Hopkins goes back across for Kulak at the point. His shot deflected wide of the net. Nugent Hopkins along the boards, loose along the wall. 2.5 minutes to go. The Golden Knights have a 3-2 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. It goes back to the point for Bouchard. A pass back. McDavid shot through traffic wide of the net. Kulak. Centering pass in front of the net. No one can get it. Kolasar, pardon me, held in it by the Oilers for a moment. Golden Knights transition the other way. Eichel. Pass across into the middle. Could not go for Howden. William Karlsson with the goal, his third of the postseason. Here's Nugent Hopkins and drops it off for Hyman. Looking, Hyman's shot! Save made by Hill. His mask is off. McDavid, whistle. Hill's helmet went off. With 1:54 to go. And a little bit of a smile after that. McDavid was trying to make a play up there. But the Oilers frustrated that they've had a 2-0 lead erased, and now they are trailing in the game that they just dominated in the first half. Oh, Hyman actually went for the head there. That's why his helmet went off of Hill. So Hyman kind of collided there on Hill as he was kind of getting tripped up by Haig a little bit. So the mask comes off, and we get a whistle because of that. And Hyman actually gets a penalty due to that. Oh, wow. Initially, it didn't look like they were going to call that. And now they did call it, and the Vegas Golden Knights are going to go to the power play late in the period. Second power play opportunity. Olofsson. Here's Olofsson, a shot blocked out in front. Eichel, Waugh, Hurdle, and Theodore on the power play. Goalie interference on Hyman. Cleared down the length of the ice by the Oilers. This place was energized when they were up by 2. They've been kind of quiet ever since the Golden Knights have scored 3 unanswered, and they have a chance to go up by 2. Olofsson rimmed it all the way around. Nurse slaps it around and clears it down the length of the ice again. More than 30 has passed on the power play here for the Vegas Golden Knights, and Theodore has it with 1:17 to go in the second. Eichel drops it out for Waugh. Taken down was Brown. Theodore passes across. Eichel at the goal line, centering pass for Hurdle broken up, and here's Draisaitl the other way. Janmark trying to join the rush. Janmark has a chance, and then it's broken up. Trying to go shorthanded with the Oilers. Breakaway pass for Eichel was broken up by Bouchard, then gets cross-checked there. No penalty. They're not going to call that in the final minute. Not cleared out yet as Eichel goes back to the point. Eichel gets it again along the boards, trying to center it. Broken up by McDavid. He'll look to go shorthanded. Look at the speed of McDavid. He's in 1-on-3. Poke checked away by Theodore. Then sends it deep into this corner. Killing off the remaining time on this Vegas power play. 38 seconds remaining on it and 30 seconds to go in the period. Theodore shoots it back in from the center line. Only 1 goal in this second period so far, so that's 20 seconds in it. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Not held at the blue line. Turned over to McDavid. McDavid on a 2-on-1. McDavid looking. Pressured. McDavid pass across. Could not go for Podkolzin. 6 seconds remaining. McDavid will pass it back out to center. Shot back in. Save made from center ice. Trying to do a Nicholas Lidstrom. And the second period comes to an end. Vegas still on a partial power play when we return, but the Golden Knights have scored 3 unanswered in the game to take it a 3-2 lead, and the Oilers looking for a response in the third period as they trail again after 2. They've trailed after 2 after all the periods here. Or they had not trailed. They did not trail in game 2. They were up by 2 in the third period, and then they had allowed 2 goals by Vegas, and then they went into overtime, and then Draisaitl won in overtime with McDavid with the goal, and they're up 2-0 in the series due to that. But now Vegas is up 3-2 in this game. In game number 3, a must-win for Vegas. If they don't want to go down 3-0, they're putting up a fight. We'll have our intermission report coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to the intermission report. And Vegas playing for their playoff lives. I've shown it here tonight. They are not going to go away without a fight, as they're up 3-2 over the Edmonton Oilers after the Oilers had a 2-goal lead in the first period, in the first half of the game. The Oilers trailing. They got to kill 6 seconds of power play time for the Golden Knights. And the Golden Knights trying to hold on for one more period. But in this series, there's been a lot of comebacks in this one for sure to even it up or win games. Game 2 is an example of that. Oilers coming back in Game 1. They were down 2-0 in that game, I believe. And they were down, I believe, 2-0 in the other game. And they came back and scored 4 unanswered. And then Vegas scored 2 to tie it. And then when it's overtime, Draisaitl wins it, and then a 5-4 overtime winner for Leon Draisaitl. Mark Stone is out of the game officially, as it's been reported by the Vegas Golden Knights PR, as he's out for the remainder of the game, and who knows for how long for the Vegas Golden Knights. A weird play there. Went off his round wrist area, his arm, collided with Perry's knee, unintentionally, not a penalty, or not a penalty at all. Accidental, obviously. And just all of a sudden, it's just weird. A weird play for sure. And that's what led to Mark Stone being out for the rest of the game. So Vegas have to play without their captain for the remainder of the game. They're up by 1. See if they can hold on for this one and try to send this back to Vegas. If they win this one, it'll be official. They'll go back to Vegas for a Game 5, either down 3-1 or even at 2 in the series. If the Oilers win this one, then a potential sweep could happen. But they need a comeback again in the series, as all their wins in the playoffs have been comeback wins. So, we will see. Only scoring in that second period was William Karlsson's goal at 17:05. This one goes on the short side of Skinner. But here is Karlsson entering in, made a move at the blue line. A give and go of Hannafin, sneaks through Skinner, and Karlsson on the snapshot makes it 3-2 Vegas. Hannafin and Pietrangelo with the assists, as I believe Hannafin did not have an assist earlier. I thought he did. Yeah, it's just been a very good game for the Vegas Golden Knights after the Oilers had made it 2-0. And now they have control of this game, but it's still a one-goal game for sure. We will see if Vegas can hold on here. Type in the chat who you're cheering for in this one, because clearly there's a lot of going on right now in this game and in this series, obviously. And it's been an action-packed series for sure. Who do you think wins this game? As the Oilers have been comeback merchants in the playoffs, but Vegas very good defensively. We will see. We'll be back, and then we'll talk about what happened yesterday in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Intermission report real quick before the second period is about to start. Last night in the Stanley Cup playoffs, it was a Florida overtime win, a comeback victory. 5-4, Brad Marchand, Toronto killer. He was with Boston for so much years after Toronto kept losing to him in the playoffs. Thought he was going to be gone. But then Marchand got traded at the trade deadline to Florida, literally at the last second, a buzzer beater trade. And they haven't gotten away from him as he scored the Game 3 overtime winner and gets Florida, the defending Stanley Cup champions, back in the series. Then the other game last night was Jets-Stars, Game 2. Stars are trying to go up 2-0. They did not, as the Jets respond big on home ice, score 4, and they win it 4-0. A Hellebuck shutout as he's trying to return back to form. Stars trying to change that, going back on their home ice in Game 3 and 4. Tomorrow night, Game 3 will be in Dallas at American Airlines Center. Then earlier on today, a 4-0 Hurricanes win over the Washington Capitals, and they lead the series 2-1 against the Caps, and the Caps have not looked good in that series as well. They have not looked good at all. Only Game 2 is their only good performing game, and for the first half of the Game 3 today was kind of good for them, but just can't find that offense that they were fighting against Montreal, and Carolina's a pretty tough team to manage, so makes sense for sure. As very tough for them to try to get some opportunities, I guess you could say, and they got to fix that before it becomes too late. Game 4 will be on Monday, on Monday, and we will see if Carolina can go up 3-1, or will Washington respond in game number 4 to even the series at 2. We will see for sure as the intermission report comes to an end, and we'll be back real quick. We're back, everybody, and the conga line is happening in Edmonton. There's a... I've never seen this. There is a conga line in the Ice District, I believe what it's called, in Edmonton, Alberta. The tailgate party outside Rogers Place, or near Rogers Place, and they're all doing a conga line. It looks so ridiculous. It actually looks so ridiculous, but looks like a lot of fun. The Golden Knights up 3-2, but the Oilers, consecutive comeback wins, 6 in the playoffs. That's the longest streak in Stanley Cup playoffs history. They're looking to go for 7. Multi-goal comebacks 2, third period comebacks 3. They have been a comeback team all postseason, and they continue to try to have that here as they are looking to come back in this one to tie it at least. Maybe we can see some overtime in this one like we did in game number 2, and it's going to be the end of the power play for Vegas. It was only 6 seconds of it, and it's Theodore now with the puck. Pass off the boards, deflected back in by Howden. At the blue line, Skinner out of his net, plays the puck, rimmed it all the way around the glass. Oilers trying to clear it, turnover in the slot. Barbashev was trying to take advantage of that. Oilers trying to tie it up early on in the period as they're trying to enter the zone, but it's forced back out by Vegas. Nugent-Hopkins picked up the puck now. Pressured it along the boards by Eichel. Cleared out to center ice. McDavid with the puck now. It seems like McDavid and Eichel are just faced up all the time. It's the coaching decisions here. That's the matchup. Eichel versus McDavid. Eichel will shoot it back in from center ice. 16-13, the shots favoring the Vegas Golden Knights, and along the boards is fought for. Oilers come up with possession, and Kulak picks up the puck and passes it up off the skate of McDavid. Carlson moves it up, and Olofsson almost got sent into the bench. Bouchard has it now. Can't clear it out yet. And Kane tried to clear it along the boards, held in by Smith. And pressure there as Carlson dropped his stick. Out of the reach on that pass, and Pietrangelo picked up the puck now. And is sent down the length of the ice for an icing on Vegas. A minute and 35 seconds into the third period. Tomorrow night, Toronto and Florida. Game 4 of that series. The Toronto Maple Leafs trying to go up 3-1. Oldest players of multi-goal periods. Stanley Cup playoff history. Nicholas Lidstrom at 41. Timo Solani at 40. And 2 goals in the first period here. Corey Perry at the age of 39. He is still good. If you asked an Oilers fan if he liked Corey Perry in 2017, they'd probably say no, because he scored that double overtime winner when the Oilers took the 3-0 lead in the final 3 minutes of that game number 5 against the Ducks. But now he's a fan favorite here in Edmonton. Henrique Haig has it behind the net. Backhand pass up out the middle of the ice, and Barbashev moves it up for Pearson. Dorofeev trying to go back for Barbashev, could not go. Pearson goes for Barbashev behind the net on the backhand, looking for an option. Pearson centered, goes through everybody to the blue line, held in. Whitecloud, and now it's Howden across. It's Pearson, pardon me. Dorofeev looking, shot, save made by Skinner. Pearson trying to get it away from Henrique. Dorofeev now to Pearson, centering pass here, shot, save, rebound. Hurdle had the chance there, and Brown will shoot it back in. Dump and chase game here for the Oilers, trying to get it loose along the boards. Brown tied up and moved nicely momentarily. Bouchard's shot, save made, rebound was there. Aiden Hill with a big stop there on a Evan Bouchard shot. Turnover here to Janmark, almost. And moved up here by Kolasar. Moves it in on the backhand. Still held it in along the boards. In the corner. Pressured off the puck. I believe Howden. And the other way comes Arvidsson, who passes it across. Podkolzin rimmed it all the way around. The fourth line out there for the Oilers. Arvidsson loose along the wall. It's flipped out to center ice by Kolasar. Barbashev with some trouble. Backhands it back in from the blue line. Already 3.5 minutes have passed here in the third period. The Oilers really need to go quickly here. Klingberg. Pass. Too much on it. Beats the ice, and was McDavid. Oh, wow. They said it was not. They called that icing. McDavid is shocked. Everyone is shocked that they called that icing. Crowd doesn't like the call. And will it stay an icing, or will it be a conference here by the referees and linesmen? Ooh, no, that should not have whistled icing. That is a terrible call by the linesman. And the face-off is going to be at center ice, because that was clearly not an icing. I don't know why the linesman whistled an icing, but he did. Could have been an opportunity for McDavid to do something on that shift. Hill out to play it, and Hannafin pressured by Hyman. And here's Hannafin moving it up into the middle. Smith shoots it around behind the net, pressured by Wallman. And the Oilers look to move it up. Shot back in again into the corner. Hyman trying to get it along the wall. McDavid. Now for Hyman. The lines have kind of changed here. It's McDavid, Draisaitl, and Perry, but now it's McDavid out here with Hyman. Hyman has the puck. He was pressured by Pietrangelo. It goes back to the point. Held in. No. Had some trouble with the puck at the blue line. Eichel on the drop pass. Into the zone, trying to make a move. Tries to drop it out for Barbashev. Could not. Eichel shot through distance. Deflected. It was blocked. McNabb. Loose along the boards. Kolasar will send it back to the vacant point, and no one was there. Theodore now. Kolasar rims it back in along the boards. Bouchard intercepted Olofsson. He gets it behind the net. Tries to wrap it around. He's on the backhand. Backhander's shot. Blocked out in front. Karlsson gets the puck, who took the lead for the Vegas Golden Knights. Falls down. Perry couldn't get it out. Olofsson passes it. Kolasar, centering pass for Karlsson. Pressured off the puck. McNabb goes across. A shot wide of the net. Pressured by Vegas. Kolasar looking. Pressured. Draisaitl. Kolasar gets through a check. Perry intercepts. And the Oilers cleared out of the zone. A huge clear there as Kane got it out to center ice. Theodore clears it down the length of the ice, and then Sent back in by the Oilers, Draisaitl. Held in at the blue line by Hyman. Second clearance attempt by the Vegas Golden Knights will be successful. Into the zone is Klingberg on the entry. Drops it off for Brown, a shot. Wide, deflected. Frederick rimmed it all the way around for Brown along the boards. Goes back to the point. Held in by a shot by Woolman. Loose, and it goes into the corner. Klingberg rimmed it around. Brown, backhand pass into the middle. Could not go. More than 6 has passed by. Here, that pass out of the reach. They're going to call that icing. Oh, wow. Again, another controversial icing call by the linesman. And Henrique is irate. Wallman does not like the call either. The Oilers have to go back into their own zone. That's 2 questionable icing calls. Corey Perry, the oldest player in Oilers history with a multi-goal playoff game. Vegas with 2 goals in 54 seconds in the first. And the go-ahead goal right now is William Karlsson in the second period, late in that second. 13:41 to go for the Oilers to try to even this game up at 3. We will see if they can, or will they not be able to, and Vegas could hold on to win game number 3 and make it a series again. Perry with the puck, passes it across, as it's Emberson who tries to send it in. He did. Deflected off body, so no icing. Almost given up right in the slot to an Edmonton Oiler. McDavid now shot back in by Nugent Hopkins. McDavid trying to pursue the puck. Loose along the boards. Oilers hold it in. Shot loose. Pietrangelo blocked the shot out in front of the net. McDavid was trying to get that pass, as Nurse will get it now in his own zone. Stretches it up. Deflected off the glass. No icing. Aiden Hill out to play it. Backhands it around. Pietrangelo gets it out to center ice. 7 minutes have passed by in the third period. Bouchard passes it into the middle. Pressure there. And that pass couldn't connect for McDavid. Nothing's going right for the Oilers so far. McDavid into the zone. Looking shot. Glove saved by Hill. Low shot. And Hill got the glove on it. 12:46 to go. 3-2 Vegas. Trying to hold on to win game 3 and make it a series again. We'll be back. We're back, everybody. 12:46 left to go in the third period of play here. 3-2 Vegas over the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers have not had much here in this period, but only one shot needs to go in for the Oilers if they want to tie this game. It's a one-shot hockey game. It's a one-goal game. The Oilers trying to make it a 3-0 series lead. They have to come back again in a playoff game to try to win this one. This is the goal by William Karlsson. Made a move at the blue line, dances Janmark. That's 2 times in this game where the Oilers players have been dancing the blue line and have led to goals by Vegas. Most goals in playoff franchise history. Karlsson with 31, 36 for Mark Stone, and Marchessault, the former Vegas Golden Knight, is tied with Mark Stone with 36. Marchessault is now with the Nashville Predators. They had a disastrous regular season. Everyone thought they were going to be Stanley Cup contenders in the offseason. The Stamkos and Marchessault being added. And then nothing really happened there, as they just had a terrible, terrible season. Off the face-off, Eichel won it against McDavid. Howden. Pass was broken up. Barbashev still sent it in deep. Skinner out to play it. Plays it for Kulak. 12:35 remaining in the game where the Oilers need to tie it up to try to force an overtime potentially. McDavid tries to center it. He gets it back, though. Pass for Nugent-Hopkins. Along the boards, pressured along the boards still by Eichel. Dorofeev went down, goes back to the point for Bouchard. Shot, deflected wide. Off a body in front. Nugent-Hopkins trying to get it now. McDavid poked it into the corner. Pietrangelo makes a great pass to his defensive partner, and it's cleared out of the zone. Nugent-Hopkins with the puck. Bouchard, pass into the zone. Kulak pressured off the puck by Howden. Oilers hold it in for a moment, and Howden clears it out to center ice. Less than 12 minutes to go in the third off the skate of Connor Brown. It could not go. Intercepted here. Evander Kane trying to move it in. Onside, and they switched up the lines here. Now it's Kane with, I believe, Draisaitl now. So they changed up the top line that was originally Draisaitl, McDavid, and Perry. Skinner with some patience with playing that puck. Draisaitl goes cross ice out of the reach. No icing, they say. Draisaitl gets it behind the net. Poked away. Karlsson has the puck now. The go-ahead goal by Karlsson, and Olofsson will send it back in. Skinner plays it. Oilers have not had much here in this third period. Stretches it up here. Perry sends it into the corner. Slowed down by Hill. Whitecloud clears it out of the zone. It's going to be an ice. No, it's not. Someone came off the bench. It was Wallman. More than 9 minutes have passed here in the third. Oilers down by 1. Looking to tie it. Bouchard pass across. And that one's intercepted. It's just clogging up that neutral zone for the Vegas Golden Knights. So they're trying to get an opportunity here with Hurdle on the outside. Goes back, shot, Haig deflected out of play into the netting. 10:37 to go in the third period. The Oilers offense hasn't had much, and Hurdle has some words with Wallman. Tomas Hurdle with some opportunities in the game. That backhand was stopped by Skinner. Then this wraparound attempt, he's had 2 grade A chances. Frustration here, and he hit the trainer in the head. Some frustration there. Hurdle, he hit the trainer, and he had a little bit of blood there. He got stitched up. Hurdle with some frustration, hit his own trainer. Jeez. I guess that's the frustration of hockey and playoff hockey. Frustration, and Hurdle immediately apologized after that. Man, that's a big gash right there. Holy. That is a lot of stitches. Man, Hurdle. A little too aggressive there. Shot from distance was blocked. Pietrangelo. Man, Hurdle. That was brutal. Howden. Now Pearson along the boards. Shot. Blocked out in front. Oilers trying to clear it out. They cannot. Pearson held it in. Kolasar drops it off to the point. Hanifin rimmed it all the way around. Intercepted by Kulak. Up in the air. And Henrique tries to move it up, and the Oilers will try to counter. 3-on-3 now. Connor Brown will just shoot it back in from the blue line. Aiden Hill out to play it. Pressured by Hanifin was Connor Brown. Cleared out of the zone momentarily, and now it is. Shot back in by the Oilers. Nothing has developed here for the Oilers in this third period. Not much, at least. Kolasar shoots it back in from center. 9:47 remaining in the clock for the Oilers to try to come back in this game. The crowd has been silent ever since that Karlsson goal to go up 3-2. Vegas. Barbashev drops it off for Eichel. Nice move, and pressured off the puck with on Bouchard. Then McNabb couldn't hold it at the blue line. Right to the puck is Hyman. And it's Theodore who gets there first. Bouchard into the middle, passes it up in the middle. Here's Nugent-Hopkins, a shot blocked out in front of the net. Clogging up that slot and clogging up the neutral zone has been working out well for the Vegas Golden Knights so far in this third period. They're 9 minutes away in this third period. 9 minutes away to try to win Game 3 and make it a series again. Here is Draisaitl. Moving in with some speed. Pressured off the puck, and it's cleared out of the zone again. Just like every single opportunity. Oilers try to re-enter, and the Vegas Golden Knights say, deny, 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 deny. It's just been like that in this third period. No clean entries for the Oilers in this one. Here's Arvidsson, a chance. Pressured off the puck. One of those opportunities that was trying to develop there. Loose along the boards, Klingberg trying to get it free along the pile, and it's cleared out of the zone again by the Golden Knights. Less than 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Vegas done well in the defense. Haven't had much rushes for the Oilers. And here's Pearson on a 2-on-1. Pearson, a pass across, shot, saved by Skinner with the glove, robbing Waugh of his second goal. Wow, what a save by Stuart Skinner on the glove side. Remember that stop if the Oilers come back. A huge opportunity and a huge save by Skinner. 8:12 to go. The Oilers down by 1. We'll be back. We're back, everybody. 8:12 left to go in the third period. And the Golden Knights have a 3-2 lead. And they look to hold on. $8:12 to go in the third. Some huge opportunities for Vegas have been denied by Skinner. And with 8:12 to go in the third, the faceoff's won here by the Oilers. Not cleared out yet. Pearson down low, shot, save made. Hurdle with the opportunity. Wow, we'll get it behind the net. Here is Waugh. Here is Hannafin. Rimmed it all the way around. Pearson behind the net. Centering pass for Hurdle and a save made. Skinner makes the stop. And now I'm joined by my co-com, Desmond, for I don't know how long this game will go, but it was 7:45 left to go, and Vegas is up 3-2. Edmonton trying to tie it. And we'll see if they can tie this game. If they cannot, then the Golden Knights will have a 2-1 series lead. As we welcome in Desmond here with the last 7:40 of this third period. Along the boards, Barbashev trying to get it. Centering pass was blocked away. Loose, Wallman. And the Oilers look to move it up. Draisaitl. Here's Bouchard into the zone. Pass into the middle. Probably should have just shot that.
You shoot the zone? What?
Here's Eichel. In. Shoot. Save. Skinner. This is Oilers. This is Owens' team, by the way. Here is Hyman in the corner. They're down by 1, the Oilers. Bouchard sends it across.
If I was on the field, I'd have them up by 30.
McDavid across. Draisaitl off the outside of the net. Wow. He had a wide open opportunity. And he hit outside of the post. Wow. Draisaitl had the tying goal right there. And he hits the outside of the net. Everyone got up like it was a goal.
Loser.
Wow. That's insane.
What?
It's actually insane. How did he not score there?
You think you could have scored there?
No.
Okay.
Could you?
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never played hockey a day in my life, but nope. Yeah, I got that.
Okay. The Oilers with 6:55 to go are trailing by 1. They need 1 goal to tie this game to force it into overtime. This is the second round Stanley Cup playoffs. It's going to be sent down a length of the ice, no icing. The Oilers have a 2-0 series lead. If the Vegas Golden Knights win this game, they make it a 2-1 series lead. The Oilers ice the puck here with 6:37 to go. Vegas has a 3-2 lead. And Edmonton...
So would it really matter if the Oilers lost this game? I mean, they're already 2-0, so 2-1's not a bad record.
I mean, if you're trying to get a series done fast, you probably want to go up 3-0, especially on your home ice. In the home building, at least.
Damn.
So they're losing at home. They were up 2-0 in this game, the Oilers, and then they give up 3 straight. Vegas has come back from a 2-goal deficit and have come back and take the lead. That one's icing on the Vegas Golden Knights, so an offensive zone faceoff for Edmonton. And we'll see if anything happens here. Tomorrow, Game 3, Dallas and Winnipeg. That series is tied at 1. Toronto, Florida. Toronto leads that series 2-1. But Florida won the last game. What happened?
I'm still not watching it.
What happened?
Didn't Dallas have a recent game?
Yeah, they lost. Anyways, we're not talking about that. Bouchard goes low. McDavid spins along the boards. 6:20 to go. Centering pass from McDavid. He shot it wide. Hyman goes back to the point. Deflected behind the net. It's still loose. Oilers trying to tie it. Give away here to Hurdle. And he'll clear it out of the zone. Oilers try to re-enter. Bouncing puck, and it's cleared. McDavid, 6 minutes to go in the third. And I bet Owen's praying they tie this game.
My dad's a Michigan fan, I'm pretty sure.
Detroit?
He loves. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the Red Wings are not in the playoffs. They've missed the playoffs for 8 or 9 years straight, so they have not been good for a while. Perry will rim it all the way around. 5.5 minutes to go in the third period, and the Oilers looking to tie it. Draisaitl couldn't get it, and Eichel will backhand it out, and the Golden Knights cleared out. They've been very good defensively in this period, the Golden Knights.
I wonder if Owen's watching right now.
He probably is, and he's probably just stressing. He's not checking his phone or anything.
This would be a good, if you could have got him in here.
Yeah, but yeah. I think he watches his family, so he probably couldn't even get him in here. Here come the Golden Knights trying to get a pass here, and Pearson gets it now for the Golden Knights. Less than 5 minutes to go. Can the Oilers tie it late like they did it against the Kings in game number 4, pardon me.
Put it into overtime.
We'll see if we get some overtime. I want to see some overtime. I'm bored.
Bro, overtime is the best in sports. It's so, nerve-wracking.
Yeah. When it's not your team, you're like, la, 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 la. And then it's your team, and you're like, oh, my goodness, I hate this.
Yeah.
It's loose along the boards. There's a whistle here, and I believe there might be a penalty. And maybe the Oilers can go up a man. Maybe get a power play. 4:31 to go. We're not going to go to commercial. What's the point anymore? 4:31 to go. 3-2 Vegas. I'm going to see the NHL.com if they actually made that a penalty. No, there's no penalty. Okay. I thought there was going to be a penalty because one of the Oilers was down on the ice. So I was like, okay, are they not going to call that? Or... yeah. Okay, we have someone in the chat saying, Vegas rules, go Knights, Canada trash.
Wow. Some words. Holy crap.
I can't tell what his... I think it's Mike Wazowski as the the profile pic. But it's like a weird edited version of it.
I don't know. I watched a lot too. Barcelona lost against Inter 3-4.
Really?
That shit. Yeah, that was horrible. Goodness, 3 penalties.
That's terrible.
I'm saying. Let's just hope we get like a game here, and
I mean,
the Oilers can tie it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Overtime.
the Oilers just need to tie this game up. They got 4 minutes and a half to do so. If we see overtime, this will be our third overtime of our coverage. We had 2 in the first round with the Dallas-Colorado series, games 2 and 3. And that was pretty nerve-wracking. I was calling my own team in overtime, and they won both of those games in overtime. So, good endings.
Yeah, like I'm saying, overtime's like the best to watch.
Whereas your team is not the best to watch because you're just like holding on to your seat. You're like wanting to just throw something if they lose.
It's the best to play in overtime.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And I mean, come on. Let's not end this night pretty quickly. Come on, Oilers, tie it up. I know the Vegas guy in the chat probably is like, really, y'all Edmonton fans? We just want a good game.
Give us a game. I'm just trying to get entertained, bro. I don't even like these teams are good, but it's always a good time when there's overtime in sports.
Owen would probably be like, please, Vegas, don't tie this. Arvidsson fell down as we're back into play. 4:10 left to go. Vegas has done well limiting the opportunities of the Oilers. Centering pass and the shot by Vegas. Dorofiev just missed wide of the Oilers' goal. 4 minutes to go. The Oilers have tied a game late in the first round. No icing here as it's loose along the boards. Kulak centered. It's loose in the slot. Poke checked away and cleared out of the zone. Barbashev moves it up the other way for the Golden Knights. 1-on-3. Waiting for an option, and he gets angled off by Kulak. 3:40 to go in the third. Can the Oilers tie it up, or will Vegas hold on and win Game 3? McDavid with some speed. Moves it in on the entry. Passes it across. Draisaitl through the crease. Shot from distance. Save. Loose. McDavid denied. What a save by Hill. Wow.
Unfortunate.
Aiden Hill just made one of the best saves I've seen in a while. That was a glove save, barely, robbing McDavid of the tying goal. But the Oilers have gotten 2 chances that could have been the tying goal. So maybe it's leading up to something, maybe. This is a great save here off the glove side of Hill. Hill has had a terrible series, to be honest. But, man, he made a great glove save there on McDavid, the best player in the world. Wow. 3:18 to go. Oilers trying to tie it up. The drop pass. McDavid shoots it. Glove save by Hill. 3:13 to go. And it gets more nerve-wracking now because now the Oilers are getting some opportunities, and we have the guy still saying Canada's trash in the chat with the trash can emoji. Well, I don't think he likes Canada. 17 saves on 19 shots faced tonight for Aiden Hill. He hasn't allowed a goal since the first period. The Oilers trying to tie it up, though. Off the faceoff. It's loose in the faceoff dot. McDavid gets it. Goes back to the point. Bouchard. Now for McDavid down low. Looking to tie the game at 3. McDavid in front. Scores! They tied it! McDavid banked it in off a Hill. And this game is tied at 3.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
We got a game. 3:02 to go. And the Oilers have tied it. McDavid with the goal.
This is it. Unless, unless Oilers score again, and then, they keep scoring like 1-1, and then 1-1.
I'm still wondering how this went in. Oh, wow. That might have went off a Vegas player and in. Let's see. Yep, it went off the skate of one of the Vegas players. It was McNabb, and it went in. It was going wide. That shot went off a Vegas skate and in. Wow. And the Oilers have tied it with less than 3 minutes to go in the third period. Please hold on for some overtime because I want some overtime. Please. Hill is out to play it. Pietrangelo, and it's cleared down the length of the ice. Will it be an icing? It will be. With 2:46 to go in the third, the crowd is back alive here at Rogers Place. Owen's probably going crazy, and we probably don't know it. And with 2:46 to go, this game is tied at 3.
My dad's watching the game. I just walked outside, and he's watching it.
My feed's so behind, so don't give us spoilers. The crowd is going crazy right now. Everyone's rallying with the orange rally towels.
I see that.
Wow. 3-3 with 2:46 remaining. The face-off here against Carlson and Draisaitl. The face-off won here by Carlson as Pietrangelo. Everyone's standing here at Rogers Place. They have to change their camera angle. Goes back to the point. Bouchard, now McDavid. Goes low into the corner for Hyman. 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. Please just hold on for some overtime. I want some overtime. Please. Woman, I think everyone wants overtime. Not Owen, probably. You get a heart attack with just overtime.
Yeah, Owen probably die.
Edmonton has won 6 straight with comeback victories. That's the most in NHL history. Here's McDavid back in again. Nice move. He got angled off. He was trying to take the lead for the Oilers late in the game. Along the boards, Edmonton just has pressure. Goes back to the blue line. Nice shot. Deflected wide of the net and out of play. And that was a good opportunity with 1:54 to go. That was close.
Here we are. It's boiling down.
It's coming down to those last minutes and seconds of this one. A 3-3 tie in Game 3. The magic number's 3 in this one.
Owen is shivering his timbers.
1:54 to go in the third period. This game is tied at 3. The Oilers crowd is standing. They're rallying. They're preparing if we see some overtime. And the guy before the tying goal said Vegas is the most awesome city on earth. Well, the Oilers tied it.
Who do you think, pushing this game into overtime, who do you think will come out on top in this once it gets to that point?
That's a tough one. Because the Oilers have come back from six times in 1 game. That's the most in Stanley Cup playoff history. If it goes into overtime, I'd say Oilers, because now they got all the momentum of their home crowd back in it. I'd say the Oilers. This is the third
Oilers
goal.
Have a record on them.
Third goal for McDavid in the postseason, and this game is tied at 3. And that was going wide. It was not going to be tied. McNabb sends it across. A chance here to take the lead, and a shot goes wide of the net. McNabb. Vegas trying to get the lead late. Eichel centered. Goes to the crease. Now Theodore's shot. Deflected out of play. A blocking save by one of the defensemen for the Oilers with 1:19 left in the third. Oh, boy. And the crowd continues to rally. They have not quieted down since the McDavid tying goal. A chance here to take the lead for Vegas, and it just shot wide. Oh, that was wide open. And then Theodore with this chance was blocked by, I believe, not Podkolzin, Arvidsson. Some weird last names, I'll tell you that. And Theodore said a word that we can't say here on the stream, as he was very frustrated with that chance that he could not score on. 1:19 to go. Oilers win the faceoff in their own zone. Trying to send into overtime. They've tied the game. Here is Brown. Onside. A pass across. No one was there. Pietrangelo now will move it up as Hurdle has some trouble with the puck. Loose along the boards. Right in front of the Vegas bench. A minute left to go in the third. A minute away from a potential overtime. Barbashev will shoot it back in. To the corner it goes. Wallman rimmed it all the way around. Oilers cleared out of the zone. Race for the puck. And Hannafin gets there first for Vegas with 45 seconds to go in the third. Barbashev moves it into the middle, broken up there. As here comes Connor Brown with some speed. 35 to go in the third. Rimmed it all the way around.
Pretty much. Unless the Oilers can run it down in 45 seconds.
McDavid's out there with 25 seconds to go. He gets it behind the net, looking to take the lead late. McDavid looking, goes back to the blue line with 20 seconds to go. A shot blocked. Kulak's chance. 15 seconds to go. Pietrangelo gets it behind the net. 13 seconds to go. Loose, and Carlson moves it up the middle. Tries to get it out of the zone. He will. 7 seconds to go. It's dumped back in by Vegas, Carlson, trying to center it, comes into the slot. 2 seconds to go, a chance. Wrap around, it hit the post. No goal. No goal. It might have counted if it had enough time. Was it in? Before the time had expired. They say no goal. And they're going to review this. Was that in? They're saying it is. It's Vegas winning this game. They say no goal. Did this go in? Will we see overtime?
My dad.
They're freaking out right now because they think it's in the net. If this is the game winner, then this is going to be the most anticlimactic one because I did not know if that puck went into the net or not. Did this go in? Slap shot, and then it was actually a fake there, Nurse. Was there enough time on the clock? That's the question. Did that go in? I don't see it in. 7, 6, 5. It is in with .4 left. The Vegas Golden Knights win it in the final second.
Yeah, I hear my parents talk. Like, they're going crazy right now out there.
Oh, wow. The Vegas Golden Knights with .4 seconds left have the lead. Wow. So Vegas, with the latest goal you ever see, will win this game 4-3, and the series will be 2-1. And I thought we were so close to overtime. Oh, my. Literally the final second. Riley Smith with his second goal of the game. And he gets the game winner here. And the Oilers. Wow, that's insane. With .4 seconds left in the game. Riley Smith. It was deflected off a Draisaitl stick and into the net. If Draisaitl doesn't have that stick there, it probably does not go in. Vegas wins this game 4-3, and now it's a 2-1 series. Wow.
Al Owen's crying.
That's a heartbreaking loss for the Edmonton Oilers. 0.4 seconds away from overtime, and everyone's just stunned in the building.
I would be too, but like the energy in those moments in sports is just unmatched.
So close to overtime, but with .4 seconds left, the Golden Knights win it 4-3. And now I have to edit that. I just said no goal, and it didn't go in, and I was like, oh, well. So, thanks, Vegas, for making it so anticlimactic. Fun. So, the Golden Knights win it.
I mean, a win.
A win's a win. Yeah, you're right.
And the Oilers, who would want to risk that?
There's an Edmonton fan just crying in the crowd, and I wow. That's
overtime with the Oilers sounds like a nightmare.
A devastating loss for Edmonton. Tomorrow night, the games for the Stanley Cup playoffs, Dallas versus Winnipeg and Toronto versus Florida. Riley Smith with 2 goals. He gets the game winner. It went off Draisaitl's stick and in. He deflected into his own net. So close to overtime, but not.
Imagine how that player must feel.
Yeah, and that changes all the momentum of this series for sure, too. The Oilers had tied it, and everything was going their way, and then they get a last-minute breakdown in the final second of the game, and they allow a goal like that. That's heartbreaking. So
always the simplest goals.
Yep. So the Edmonton Oilers lose in heartbreaking fashion. 4-3. Vegas wins it. Shockingly in Edmonton. From Desmond, I'm Max. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Game 3, 4-3. 2 goals by Riley Smith to win it. And the Vegas Golden Knights are back in the series. We'll see you next time.